in 1999, Transworld Sport met up with an American teenager breaking new ground in the world of dirt bike racing. Aged just 16, Travis Pastrana was at the forefront of the growing sport of freestyle motocross, or FMX, a new variation of supercross, which involved performing acrobatic stunts on motocross bikes instead of racing them. That same year, Pastrana won the first ever motocross freestyle event at the X Games in California, recording a near-perfect score of 99 out of 100. It proved a sign of things to come. Today, Pastrana is the biggest action sports star on the planet. An 11-time gold medal winner at the X Games and the first man to perform a double backflip on a motocross bike, Pastrana has made his name by breaking boundaries, along with nearly every bone in his body, in pursuit of the next big thrill. The 27-year-old's current passion is sharing his brand of action sports with the world as the ringleader of the Nitro Circus. Developed by Pastrana himself, the Nitro Circus began life as a reality television show in the US, following Travis and his friends as they traveled the world, riding dirt bikes and performing incredible stunts. Last year, they decided to take the experience on tour, traveling to Australia, where it became the highest-grossing action sports show in the country's history. As well as Travis himself, the show features a host of the world's finest extreme sports stars, performing their biggest and most dangerous tricks, which we advise you not to attempt at home.
Nitro Circus is a really competitive group of the top action sports athletes in the world. And, last year we came down for the Nitro Circus live tour, and out of those live guys, we had 26 people on tour, and 13 won medals at X Games, which is the biggest action sports competition in the world. So we feel like we've got some of the top guys, but the funniest part about the live tour, the best part I think, is when you take the guys out of their element, you put them on scooters or tandem bikes or big wheels, and it's just kind of it's a lot of fun, a lot of one-upsmanship, and as choreographed as it is, it's not choreographed at all. Every show is a little different. Every show someone steps up and tries something they never tried, and I think that's really what keeps the intensity up.
We caught up with the Nitro Circus gang during their recent 5-stop tour of New Zealand, the so-called action sports capital of the world, and the perfect location for Travis and his friends. Each Nitro Circus event takes place on a specially constructed set and features 2 jumps for the FMX performers and a daunting 50-foot ramp for the BMX and mountain bike riders. Amongst the FMX stars tackling the Nitro course are the likes of reigning X Games Best Trick gold medal winner Cam Sinclair and former Canadian female motocross champion Jolene Van Butte. The New Zealand tour also features Kiwi FMX superstar Levi Sherwood, the silver medal winner behind Travis in the motocross freestyle contest at last year's X Games. However, event promoter Mike Pora is in no doubt as to the real star of the show.
The reason we did this in the first place is because of Travis. I mean, there's no question that Travis is the face of Nitro Circus. Without question, the greatest action sports star alive. And he's such a huge star. I mean, people just everywhere want a piece of him. He's a massive, massive star. But, it's very important for our show because, Travis has pretty well broken every bone in his body and he's not going to be able to jump forever and he wants to move on to other things. The day will come when Travis won't be able to be in these shows, and so we've got 30 other performers from all over the world, and the best freestylers and the best BMXers and everything from pogo stick riders to razor scooter riders, and all of them are the best in the world at what they do. So whilst Travis is critical, the show goes on big time with or without Trav.
The recent sellout tours of Australia and New Zealand have highlighted Pastrana's popularity worldwide, as well as the growing interest in the action sports scene. But these tours are just the start of Travis's plans for global domination. As well as releasing a 3D movie later this year, the Nitro Circus will roll into Las Vegas for a high-profile show in June before commencing a world tour, which will cover most of Europe and the United States over the latter part of this year and the start of 2012.
Nitro Circus live show just signed on for 100 shows, and basically we'll be traveling the world. And for us, we all have our main jobs. Whether it be motocross or BMX or freestyle or scooters. I mean, we've got the best of every different sport. But it's kind of cool to come out and it's going to take a lot more of our time. But at the same time, it all helps in what we're doing for our other sports and helps us to be able to push each other. And there's a guy on a wheelchair that's just learned front flips yesterday, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Every day, someone pushes themselves, someone tries something new, and it's a great environment to do better for your sport, but also to kind of have something week after week where you have to push yourself. And I think with the tours, it's going to really help everybody that's on it.
After training hard 4 days a week during the tour, Travis and co like to make the most of their days off. However, there's often little time for any rest and relaxation. For when they're not risking their lives performing double backflips, the Nitro Circus gang like to get their kicks from skydiving, base jumping, or even being dragged around a pond on a small inflatable dinghy. Pastrana should probably make the most of his vacation time while he can, as he's in for a busy 2011. As well as the demands of the Nitro Circus live show, later this year he'll make his debut in America's biggest motorsport, NASCAR, having formed a team with Michael Waltrip Racing, which will see Pastrana compete in 7 races in the Nationwide Series this year.
For me, it's always about trying to test myself and push myself, and won 4 Rally America championships, and that's a lot of fun. And there's great competition, and I always think it's probably just as hard to stay on top as it is to get on top. But I really like the new challenge. And when everyone says, "Oh, you can't do this," or "There's no way," or "Why would you want to do that?" It's like, well, why not? Where's the most competitive sport in the world? And that's NASCAR. So that's going to be everyone goes, "Oh, it's just turning left," but just because it's so simple, it's so difficult. And for me, everything's about competition, and that's where it is.
As with everything he does, Travis will enter into the world of NASCAR in style. His first nationwide race takes place in July, the same weekend as the X Games. Travis plans to compete for his 12th X Games gold medal in the motocross best trek competition before flying halfway across the country to make his NASCAR debut the following day. However, that all depends on Travis safely landing that best trick.
For the last 3 years, I've been working on a 720. Actually, the last probably 6 years now. But I tried it 3 years ago at X Games and ended up breaking my back and everything. So was still able to kind of continue on with the rally the next day, but it sucked. So skipped out of it last year and with a broken collarbone, but I still was able to do the double flip and stuff. But this year, I really got to get that trick. Kind of get the monkey off the back would be awesome.
If everything goes to plan and he remains in good health, Travis will continue his NASCAR quest next year, competing in a further 20 races before hopefully graduating to the sport's premier Sprint Cup Series in 2013. Luckily, his racing team are happy for Travis to continue doing what he does best, be it having fun with the Nitro Circus or risking his neck for gold at the X Games, still very much the holy grail of the action sports world.
Freestyle, motocross, and really all the action sports, where X Games is, the foundation of it is fun. But when it comes down to it, X Games is the one time a year that it's not a lot of fun. It is about throwing tricks that you're scared to death to do, and about trying to pull something out of your butt and land the thing. So it's X Games is where the competition is. X Games is where the world watches. All this other stuff is where we enjoy it. It's where we get back to the roots. It's where we keep action sports fun. There's no amount of money that would be worth doing what we do, but we'll do it. We'll pay every dime to be able to do this and travel the world and have fun with our friends.
Expect to see Travis and his Nitro Circus tearing up a town near you in the not too distant future.